Hello and welcome to day one of the phases of our foundations. And day one is revelation of this life's work. As a child, my mother worked as a paraprofessional in an emotional behavior disordered classroom. I got to know the students as human beings with complicated backgrounds and multifaceted lives. And so fast forward 15 years in college, I had the opportunity to work with students with disabilities. I fell in love with this work and I changed my major to special education from nursing. I began working as a teacher to severely and profoundly intellectually disabled children right out of college. And a few years later, both my sister and my brother-in-law had medically fragile children, both of which have subsequently passed away. A few years after that happened, I had my son Judah, who has autism, which leads us to today's scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. This was a people who had been carried into exile. This was not a people who, at this time in the Bible were, free and enjoying all of the fruits of their labor and that kind of thing. They were in exile. So, as shared in Theology Thursday from Grand Canyon University, Christians facing difficult situations today can take comfort in Jeremiah 29:11, knowing that it's not a promise to immediately rescue us from hardship or suffering, but rather a promise that God has a plan for our lives, and regardless of our current situation, He can work through it to prosper us and give us a hope and a future. This first step could be seen as the most difficult one, y'all, because it is the one where you have no guidance. Really, you have entered uncharted territory, and as it pertains to your abilities, but it is the most important one because it is where God's will collides with our reality. The fact that He has been there behind the scenes all along, moving us closer to our destiny and His will for our lives, shaping and molding us into His original intention, a life well lived with purpose for His eternal glory. And so come with me as we embark on this journey, a ministry for parents of children with disabilities. It's my sincere intention to equip you and myself with what God has taught me over the years to help us put things into perspective and enjoy the journey of the life that God has imagined for each of us. It's not perfection. It's not without struggle, but it's possible and rewarding in ways we have yet to discover, imagine, explore, or consider. God is not punishing us, right? He has not left us. He is not mad at us, but He loves us dearly and has equipped us with everything that we need to live this life with dignity, joy, and love. So, with this first step, where it is uncovered what our lives are going to be and what we're going to be facing as it relates to raising these beautiful children, let us take heart and learn the other phases of foundation and what God's intention is through all of this. Okay? Have a blessed day, y'all. I'll talk to you tomorrow.